Come here, girl. Welcome to Half Pace Outdoors, everybody. I'm Zach, this is Sydney. Most of you know us. This is going to be our kickoff video for 2020. It's January 2nd, and it's her first camp out in the cold, so we'll see how it goes. Some of you might recognize this spot as where we had a talk a couple weeks ago about what's wrong with me. That's going to be the only video where we talk about that. So I will link it in the description in every video that I put out, and you can go check it out there. We don't complain at Half Pace Outdoors. It's not our style. We're going to set up this spot as our little discussion and testing area, because you always test your gear close to home. And my house is right up in there. So you always test your gear close to home. If you're gonna have animals out in the woods with you, especially taking them out camping in the cold, I would suggest that you try that with them at home first. You know, see if they're comfortable with it before you take them off wandering out into the woods and you've got a pet that's uncomfortable and freezing all night long. So I'm having to keep a constant eye on her to make sure she doesn't go up to the house. Okay, so here's what we got going on. We just, for the most part, cleared all this out. Got a nice flat level area here to work with. For the shelter tonight, what we're going to do is a Tipi out of my Chill Gorilla 10x10 Superfly. This is my all-time favorite shelter setup. It just, to me, it's one of the best all-around shelter setups because it retains body heat in the cold. You know, when it's warm outside, we can adjust the pegs or adjust the tie-outs on our pegs so that the bottom is lifted up off of the ground and it allows air circulation. And all we need for this is the tarp. I got my tent stakes, just a little bit of cordage, and I like to use Night Eyes cam jams, and well, a Night Eyes cam jam, and I'll show you why when I get to that point. So, and my walking stick. That's it. I don't carry any other tent poles or anything like that when I'm using this configuration. And then the other main part is my heavy duty emergency blanket. Okay, so the first thing I do is figure out where I want the center of my teepee at. We'll have to turn the fire pit around, but I like this spot right here. That helps not tear my tarp. It's actually a little flatter. Now this is a little bit of a tricky setup. Oh, I love that campfire smell. Okay, so I leave these long strands of paracord on my tent stakes, tarp stakes. The only time I use these ones is with the tarp. When it's cold, we're going to cinch those all the way down to the grommets. I never said I was a professional. I just act like I know what I'm doing. Alright, so she's starting to take shape now. I'm just going to use a log to temporarily help hold that in place. Okay. Now, once you get one where it's supposed to go, the rest of them will kind of pick their place. You'll see. Okay, so it took me a little bit longer than I wanted to get it set up, but it's been a little bit since I pitched it like this. You end up with something of a diamond setup. Now these two front flaps are hanging, yes, but they won't be when we're in there for the night. Okay, so we have these two weird flaps on the inside when we're done setting our tipi up. First thing we're going to do is untie that stake because we don't need it. So we will tie a small piece of paracord to one of these grommets. Attach our cam jam. See, and that slides. And then at night, when we come in here, I just attach the cam jam and pull that down, and it gives us something of a door. This is only like a hand grip, a hand width. So, yeah, there's not a whole lot of air that gets to push up underneath of that. It provides just enough circulation to not have a whole lot of moisture build up inside of the tarp. Really didn't bring a whole lot of gear this time. My sleeping bag, my new Woobie, my water bottle, my new coffee press that is also pre-filled with water. I've got my possibles pouch, my med kit, my tomahawk, my kuksa, and then all we have in the dog's bag is food. And yeah, that's it. So very minimal gear tonight. Alright, so it's 3:43. We've got about roughly an hour and a half until it's dark. So let's get a fire going. I'm getting kind of hungry. Gathered up a bunch of firewood. Should get us through the night. Let's get going here. Oh, hi, pretty girl. Let this burn down, warm up a little bit, get some food going. My new ultralight coffee press. This thing's pretty cool. It's about a 12-ouncer. It's just the perfect size for my new 12-ounce Kuksa. Very simple on food today, because we didn't get out here until almost 2 o'clock, so I ate lunch at home. So we just got dinner, a snack, and then breakfast in the morning. So ramen noodles. My Stanley Adventure Cup. I've got some jambalaya rice. A little can of Vienna sausages. Sugar. And my coffee. And brought some whiskey with us today. Some nice Jameson Black Barrel. Black Label. Jameson Black Label. Okay, pig ear for the dog. Here you go. Take it. And dog food. And you guys saw the rest of the gear. Here, you guys can watch me break sticks up and add them to my fire to keep it going for a little bit while we talk. You know, another reason I wanted to put a camp back here behind the house is because I feel that there's this big stigma going on with bushcraft that it has to happen miles away from your home, and it's got to be deep in the woods. And you know, I think that discourages a lot of people. That's not what it's got to be about. You know, go in your own backyard and set up a bushcraft camp if that's what you want to do with minimal resources. That's what this camp is going to be. We're not going to come back here and build some super shelter and, you know, a huge elaborate bushcraft camp right here. This is going to be an area where we come down, have discussions, we test our skills. You know, maybe over time we'll build something down here. We'll see what happens. But I like tarp camping. I'm big on tarp camping because it's very lightweight. You know, it's more convenient for me. It's easier to carry around than a tent. You know, you don't have the work into building some big elaborate bushcraft shelter, which I still want to do. I want to do that. Just not here. And, you know, I'm handicapped, so... Well, I'm not a handicap. I'm a cripple, guys. I'm crippled. So it's a lot easier. Ooh. I'm crippled, so I have to try to keep most of my weight down in every one of my packs. So you guys are going to see me doing a lot of old school style stuff, but with new school gear. I'm very retro in my gear, I guess you could say. You know, I would love to be able to carry around an old school wax canvas bag and an oiled tarp and, you know, all the old school trapper gear and stuff like that, but I can't physically manage that. So, you know, replace that with sil nylon tarp and lightweight gear while still trying to keep an old traditional feel about what I'm doing. I need a little stick to roast my little weenies. Yeah, we're at that level today. Pow. That's not so bad. It's not so bad. we'll just let that sit there and smoke for a little while. Almost boiling water. And the coffee. That looks like some good brewed coffee there too. Excellence. Ah, yes. Oh, that's so good. You guys didn't think I'd forget the most important part of the evening, did you? It's whiskey time. Can't beat Jameson. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. Mr. Race Truck out there. Getting ready for bed. I gotta do my nightly routine, which consists of draining my bladder before bedtime. So I'll talk to you guys when I curl up in my bag, and we'll talk about how warm it is in there with the Woobie, because it's about 35 degrees out right now. What we got going on is I took my Woobie, and if you don't know what a Woobie is another name for a military poncho liner. But they are like just incredibly comfortable. I used to love sleeping with my grandfathers when I was a kid. So yeah, my brother-in-law got me one for Christmas this year, and I love it. But I've got it folded in half, and my the little rope's all tied together, so it's in like the sleeping bag, and then I've got it tucked inside my sleeping bag. My sleeping bag is rated to 30 degrees, but it's an Ozark Trail, so it's really like a 40-degree bag. And guys, I'm actually like, now I do have a base layer on. Like I said, it's about 35 degrees. It's not quite freezing, but it's not warm. And I'm comfortable. Like, I've been in here for about a half an hour now. I started nodding off for a minute. Call it a night. The fire's still going pretty good. But the way the wind is blowing, it's like blowing the heat from the fire right inside underneath. Because there's a little bit of a gap in the front that is good for circulation. Well, the way camp is set up tonight, I got the wind is blowing the fire, like the heat's coming right inside of here too. So that's helping a little bit. Alright, guys. I'll see you guys. Alright. Take 2. See everybody in the morning. Good night. It's about 10:30. My wife just came down here and got me. She works at a very small post office in a very rural area, and I guess there's some issues going on with an employee at work, so she got called in the morning. And if you guys follow me, you know that I've got a 4-year-old, so I gotta pack it up for the night, head up to be there for him in the morning when he wakes up. So, yay. However, I was really nice and toasty in my sleeping bag with my Woobie all wrapped up. I guess that's one of the good things about we're going to have this little camp back here. Like I said, we're going to call this the bushcraft backyard. We're going to call this the backyard bushcraft camp. Place where we can come develop skills, test our equipment. You know, that was the whole goal to tonight. Test our equipment before we take it out into the deeper woods. And have discussions. Alright, guys. I guess I gotta pack it up in the dark. We'll probably leave the tarp standing until the morning. But I gotta head up for the I gotta head up to the house for the night. I will see you on the next one. Thanks for coming along. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up on the video if you like it. And yeah. Thanks for coming over to Half Pace Outdoors. Talk to you guys next time.